Hey folks, Kyle LaPointe here with the Bluebonnet Brew-Off. I'm your 2021 director, and I'd like to just come out and say a few of the things that have been in the works that we're getting started on planning for the coming 2021 Bluebonnet. So, as you all know, COVID's out there, and we had to shut down our event the last year, but we still got our competition off, mainly because of the timing of the occurrence. So we were able to have all our judging done before COVID really hit. And now here we are. We're kind of in the throes of it, where people are learning how to judge safely with distance, and sometimes adopting new strategies that the BJCP hadn't allowed or considered in years past. But for us, we have a little more time to plan than many of the other 2020 events because we've got still about 4 to 5 months before we really need to have stuff set in stone. But we do have a general overview of what we're going to do with our scheduled judging this coming year. Yep, that's what our big news will be. Instead of having judging done during specific times, we're going to judge specific categories or tables all at once with a predetermined time frame. So to do this, you're going to see that we have this schedule here. This announcement will go out here shortly, but I just wanted to go over it so that you guys can see what is happening on this schedule. Each of these is predetermined. We're going to do what we call Table 57, which is just the category Amber Bitter European Beer. If that is a category you want to judge, the judge date for that is the February 5th, which is a Friday, and it's going to be the PM of a Friday because we're not going to judge during the AM. So we try to sit only 2 categories a day. I know many times we used to do 3 flights a day, but what we try to do now is pretty much only 2. So we'll do an AM and a PM start on these different events. If we want to be judging traditional meads, that's going to be on Saturday, February 6th in the PM session. So what does all this mean? This basically means that we're going to be able to do a better job of splitting up our really strong judges or really high BJCP ranked judges. We can try to split them into different categories, but at the same time, we're going to give everybody the ability to know what they're judging prior to the date. You'll be able to get some beers that meet specific examples or commercial examples given by the BJCP. You'll have time to cite some of those and possibly fill out some practice score sheets, read all your BJCP guidelines for that particular category, and be prepared then for pretty much anything in the judging process. It'll save us some time during the day as we all have to calibrate to the BJCP guidelines. That can be done prior to the event, and you can focus on becoming the best judge you can for that specific category. We're also going to have backup judges in place. We don't know where this is going to be. We don't know if it's going to have to be at individuals' houses, locations. We don't know if we're going to have to break it up. We're planning to break this as it currently stands into the typical format that we've done in the past, where we have one single location that we judge from, and that is the general plan. We will still organize like that, but if we have to break apart because of restrictions due to COVID, where we split people into different rooms or different locations so that we don't have occupancy issues, then we'll roll with those punches. We're going to be prepared for pretty much anything, but to do that and knowing the dates and the times in advance, we will be much more prepared to be able to accomplish that goal. Another small change is that we're going to limit the number of entries per category to 48 entries. This is not a big change. Most categories don't get over 48 entries. But it affected, I think, if our numbers are correct, about 10 categories over the last 5 or 6 years. So it will be a few of them, but there are a few logistic reasons for that. But it also allows us to sit that flight with 8 judges and not need 10 or 12, which is important when we talk about social distancing and keeping our judges safe. We don't want more than 8 judges involved because we're still going to need a steward or potentially a judge to be in that head judge seat for that room. So we don't want that getting to 12 and 13, 14 people for the table. So with this said, I'm excited about these changes. They're going to be progressive anyway. They're very helpful for us to be able to plan this out, make some of our coordination a little more simple, as we're not trying to do it by the seat of our pants at each judging session. We're going to know well in advance what we're going to be judging and prepare to get those judges acclimated to that. So if you guys have any questions, please hit us up on Bluebonnet Facebook page, or comment on this YouTube video. Whatever you may need from us, we'd be happy to answer questions and want to get prepared for the season. We'll start rolling out more of these dates, login date and entry date, and all of those things as far in advance as we possibly get them all set up. Until then, appreciate it, and keep brewing. Cheers.